All right, sit down. We gotta talk. So yeah, you can probably tell this is gonna be a bit of a different episode than usual, but I think somebody needs to say it. We gotta talk about leak culture. This has got to slow down. Let me explain. Okay, a few weeks ago, right? What happened? One of the biggest iPhone 15 features that we were promised, that we've been talking about in the rumors for like most of the year, one of the most exciting things to happen to the iPhone since the notch was canceled, delayed, or dead, whatever. Many, many moons ago, multiple sources like Shrimp Apple Pro and Kuoming Chi both said that we were going to get, for the first time ever on an iPhone, not real buttons. Well, specifically for 15 Pro, right? These were going to be capacitive, not real buttons, similar to like the trackpad on your Mac. It's not really clicky. They trick you, make you think it's clicky. So that was the thing. We expected that for months. We had CADs, we had multiple sources back this up. Like, guys, this was a thing that we had been talking about since September of 2022. And then a couple months ago, in April, that all got washed away. Kuoming Chi decided to, backtrack and said that the buttons, the not real buttons on iPhone 15 Pro, not happening anymore. Apparently that's delayed until next year at least. So we talked about a feature coming to iPhone that we were sure was coming, right? Everyone was sure was coming for 9 months. That's a baby amount of time. We did that for 9 months before, guess not. Are you for real? Of course, plans can change, right? Plans get ruined, supply chain, whatever, yada yada. Bottom line, not getting those fake buttons this year. Or maybe it wasn't ever coming in the first place. But wait, we don't know the difference now. It's still a leak, right? If it leaks as soon as the designer has the idea and says, I'm gonna make an iPhone that's shaped like Steve Jobs, that's a leak. We report on it. Everybody reports on it. You hear about it and boom, it's happening. It's happening until it is not. What I'm trying to say here is that we are starting to hear about features and other stuff way too early into development when Apple isn't even sure what they're able to do with that iPhone generation. And that's kind of the problem. That's it. The Taptic buttons on iPhone 15 was just the start though, because guys, we are already getting iPhone 16 leaks. We just watched WWDC. And we got iPhone 16 leaks before that. Look at the roundup pages on some of these news sites. Listen, not to call out 9to5Mac specifically. They're great, and they were mostly the source of this stuff. They released supposed CADs for iPhone 16. And yeah, it's all nice. It's very organized. It looks very newsy, very professional, but it's just endless articles with so many early leaks and specs and features and periscope lens this, Taptic buttons that, and honestly, the worst part about these leaks is that, they could be credible. What am I doing with my face? For instance, this 9to5Mac leak about a slightly larger phone, sure, yeah, I believe that. I totally believe that 99% of these reported leaks, especially leaks from respected analysts like Ross Young, are accurate for now. You see, Apple isn't some magical company where Steve Jobs himself is sending ideas into the designer's brains from another dimension. They're just people. They're just people, designers, engineers, and business intelligent analysts trying to predict the supply chain status years before mass production. Changes are gonna happen, baby. Things are gonna get canceled, and they're gonna get moved, and they're gonna get shifted every year, every time. Just because we didn't hear about some quirky idea Apple had for iPhone 14 Pro's very own massage mode doesn't mean a team of people didn't put together a prototype and engineer some samples and figure out that it doesn't work. Maybe it was a bad idea, poorly implemented, or maybe it was just too expensive to produce. Or maybe it will be too expensive by the time mass production rolls around. See, that's something that people really don't understand about Apple. It doesn't click, it doesn't register in their head. You wonder why Samsung puts out so many new innovative features. They put all these features out early. Oh my God, you can blink and your phone scrolls for you. Amazing. Wow. Apple's so late. They implement features way too late by the time. Wow. Samsung did that 5 years ago, right guys? Apple has to produce 100 million of these phones. Do you know how difficult scale is in production? The real reason features don't come out as early as you want them, is because to produce them at that sort of scale, you are paying way more than you think you're gonna for an iPhone. Hey, we're all a family here, right? So can I ask you a question? Have you ever Googled yourself and been a little bit alarmed by the results? We all have cell phones. You're probably watching me on yours right now. Did you know that data brokers get information from a number of sources, including third-party cookies and mobile apps from your mobile phone? In fact, the average viewer watching this right now has over 2,000 pieces of information about themselves just floating out there for anyone else to see without your consent. That's why today's episode is sponsored by one of my all-time favorite brands, Delete Me. Delete Me is the single most trusted privacy service that helps you control your online data. I have personally used Delete Me multiple times. I have an active subscription right now, and I'm saying like before they ever offered to sponsor the show, I've been using them. So if I trust them, I think you should too. When you sign up for Delete Me, their team of experts provide you a detailed report of everything those pesky data collectors have on you in just 7, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Then that same team goes to work for you and gets you out of Google search results and all of these other data broker sites. It's a lot, I know. Even just a quick recent search, Delete Me found me on well over 100 sites. They found 523 pieces of my personal information all over the internet. Get Delete Me right now to get started getting your personal information wiped from the web, like addresses, phone numbers that shouldn't be posted, as well as photos of your home. Yeah, that's a thing. Take back control of your online data today. Use our code FPT to get a whopping 20% off a full year of Delete Me protection for one person. And Delete Me, of course, I love you. Thanks for sponsoring today's episode. At a certain point, we gotta have a look at what we actually want to get out of these leaks, these product releases, because I think we're setting ourselves up for, disappointment. Now, you might be thinking in the back of your head, hey, Jern, you're really sounding like a bit of a hypocrite here. Yeah, let's talk about Pixel Fold and stuff. When I say and stuff, like the Pixel Watch, pretty sure we leaked that a year early. I don't know, it was something stupid. Now we take a step back and think about some other recent leaks. For instance, let's talk about Pixel Fold. We leaked like every single piece of Pixel Fold information that there was to leak months before the device was announced. And yeah, it was all accurate. Every part of the leak was accurate, but why is that different? Because what you don't know is I waited. I think 3-4 months we sat on the design of Pixel Fold, we sat on the information for Pixel Fold, just to cross-examine and make sure everything was right, because I have a history of doing things a little bit too early. Square, Apple Watch, the list goes on. So I want to get it right. The new me wants to get it right, so we waited. Does it risk the information coming out before we publish it? When it comes to Google Leaks with me, probably not. We have it pretty early. But like I said, we worked on that for months before we ever gave that to you, before we ever were like, yes, this is what it is. We waited to confirm that this is what you guys as customers were gonna get, and I don't want this to sound like our leaks are better than anyone else's. Not at all. Again, check my track record. In fact, you don't have to go even that far back. I leaked the Pixel Watch, I think, a year and a half early. That's stupid. And again, some other stuff that I had said... Square Bob. But that really taught me a lesson about leaks. You will notice that after iPhone 14, after Square Apple Watch, after all that happened, I really changed how I leak information. And I see the same stuff happening all over the internet and social media now. Leak accounts cropping up constantly, gaining traction, sort of taking the John Prosser rhythm and rinse and repeat. And again, if you watch the show, you kind of know I blame myself for this. I made a video a while back about how my leaking of things and the way I leaked things changed the industry, not necessarily for the better. Like, any Twitter account realized, oh, I can just do this. Any Twitter account can just post information, call themselves like a quirky name, like, oh, I'm the clock on the iPhone, I'm 9:41 because that's the time on the... And then they just say whatever. It's ruined. They gain traction. They pop up all over news articles everywhere because the journalists want to make a quick buck off your click. Even if the information is false and they know it to be false, then it comes out to, yeah, it was false. The account then disappears mysteriously. Oh, what happened? And then they make up some about how, like, I had to delete my account because I got my sister in trouble. I really think that when we get to start shooting for the stars, when we get to peek just too far behind the curtain into iPhone or Apple Watch or hell, even Pixel development, we're doing ourselves a bit of a disservice. I love leaks. I love rumors. My job depends on it. You love watching it. That's why we're here right now. But there's just I would like to draw a certain line in the sand, you know? Like, there's just certain stuff that is so early that it's almost irresponsible to say out loud. Now, sure, it can be fun to sort of catch companies like Apple with their pants down. I do enjoy a little bit of that. Like when we see that, yeah, they actually did have some plans for multicolored AirPods or something silly like that. That's fun. But when we're talking about flagship product releases that gets everyone riled up and excited and even gets people looking forward to these features we can learn about from leaks, bam! The iPhone comes out and does not give me a massage? What the hell, Tim? Apple can't innovate anymore! You should be ashamed of yourself. Even if that idea was just scrapped a few weeks or a few months into development and they never wanted us to know about it. And the really funny, really convenient part about these really early leaks is that you could really say anything because it's so early that when it doesn't happen, you could just say, oh, it was a plan, I swear, I heard it. They must have just canceled it. They changed their mind. The back and forth is also, well, exhausting lately. I mean, you guys have to feel it too. We talk about features, make a whole episode about it, and a week later, 2 weeks later, 9 months later, baby amount of time later, we go, actually, never mind. Sorry. Taptic buttons are coming! Oh, also, here's a whole CAD render that shows that they exist. It's real. Here's what the iPhone with fake buttons will look like. Wow. And then poof, gone. Never mind, I guess. I don't know, listen, maybe I'm just becoming an old man, all right? Maybe my old journey is just coming through. Maybe FPT's just getting up there in years. I've done this show for 10 years. I think I've seen it all. But all I can say is that I want to be excited about products again. I want to be excited and actually surprised again when Apple comes out with something exciting. Like, even though I do enjoy leaking stuff and I enjoy the rumors, I enjoy making videos and talking about this stuff with you guys. With WWDC a little bit ago, we knew everything that was coming, basically. I mean, sure, like, we didn't know the full extent of everything, but we knew what was coming. Wouldn't it be nice to experience an actual surprise, an actual one more thing, one more time?